Peloton. It's a company that we all have heard about by now. As you can tell by the title, I have a Peloton bike and I recently completed my 200th ride after owning the bike for just over 6 months. With everything that I had going on, completing my first 200th ride was such an exciting moment for me. If you're watching this video, you're probably thinking about getting a bike for yourself. Maybe you're just curious. Maybe you want to know if it's actually worth the investment. You want to get a real review from someone who's actually owned one for a while. If you are new to the channel, my name is Rachel. I am a dog mom and lifestyle YouTuber, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite things in the world, and that is my Peloton bike. I clearly think it's worth it, but is it worth it for you? Hopefully after watching this video and getting some more information, you'll be able to make an informed decision on if you should get one for yourself. The first thing we're going to address is the elephant in the room. Let's be honest. It's expensive. Do I think that it is overpriced? Yes. Do I think that it is still worth it? Also yes. And in this video, I'm going to explain why. The cost of the bike starts at $1,495. So this is for the first version of the bike without any accessories. Now this price is before taxes and before the delivery and setup fee added on. So I ended up going with the Peloton Bike Plus, and instead of putting it on my debit card, I decided to put it on my credit card just so that way I could get the cash back. So the total amount for the package that I got for the Bike Plus was this. Just under $3,000, minus the 1.5% cash back that I ended up earning from the purchase. Now they are expensive and there is an option to finance the bike if you choose. The package that I ended up going with for the Bike Plus actually isn't on the website anymore, so I will show you the packages that they currently have available, and this is the one that was the most similar to the one that I ended up purchasing. On top of the cost of the bike, we also have the cost of the membership. The membership is $39 every single month. The membership is required with the purchase of the bike. So while I might not have the monthly fee of the bike, I still have the monthly membership fee to access the app and all of the workouts, everything that the Peloton has to offer. Depending if you are a big cycle person, what your lifestyle is like, if you like going to the gym, if you'd rather be home, it's definitely something to consider instead of your gym membership cost, your cost of travel, the cost of your time, etc. versus doing it from home. The next thing to consider is the setup. We need to talk about space. Think about your living situation. Think about how much room you have for this bike and where you would actually put it, where are you going to fit it within your home. So the bike alone is actually pretty small. It's only 2 feet wide by 4 feet long. But they do recommend that you have a 2-foot radius all the way around the bike just for safety purposes and storage purposes if needed. So realistically, you want to have at least a 4x6 area to have your bike in. On top of that, we need to talk about height. So of course we have the height of the bike, which isn't very big, but also you have you on top of the bike. Plus, if you're getting out of the saddle, how high is that going to be? And do you have enough clearance in the ceiling of the room that you're going to be putting the bike in? So it is recommended to have at least 8 foot of clearance so that you can comfortably do so without hitting your head off of the ceiling. The next thing with the setup is an outlet. You need an outlet. You have to plug your bike into an outlet. For me, I decided to put our bike down in the basement because it is cooler down there. It's a big open space, and for us, it just makes the most sense. I did consider putting it upstairs in one of the upstairs rooms, but it gets really hot up here, and especially in the summertime, it would be way too hot. But in our basement, we only have 2 outlets for whatever reason. So I ended up having to use an extension cord in order to be able to plug my bike in because I couldn't get it close enough to either of the outlets. You also need to have Wi-Fi. You need to have Wi-Fi connected onto the bike so that you're able to access all of the workouts. You're able to access everything right from the bike alone. Obviously, you can use the app on your phone no matter where you're at, but you can't take your bike everywhere with you like you can your phone. There are experts that are supposed to come and deliver and set it up for you. I know with COVID, a lot of people end up having to set up their bikes themselves, and with my delivery, if you didn't see that video, I'll link it up here. That was a total disaster, but that's a whole nother story. The next thing to consider is time. Think about your schedule, think about your life. Do you have enough time time that you're realistically actually going to be using this bike. Now, no matter how busy your schedule is, carving out time for yourself is something that I personally think is extremely important. I just plan my workouts around my schedule. For example, on Mondays, I have an 11-hour workday. I don't have a lot of time by the time I get home to get everything that I need to get done, plus also a workout and a shower. So for me, I always take my Mondays as a recovery ride day. So I will do a shorter workout. You can do workouts as short as 5 minutes to as long as 90 minutes if you want to be an overachiever. Trust me, regardless of your schedule, if you want to be able to fit it in there, you will. Next thing to think about is motivation. So I have a lot of things that I want to say here. Instructors. There are currently 28 cycling instructors to choose from, which I think is really important because just like people, you gravitate towards certain people. You get along with certain people better than others. Some people just don't see eye to eye. Some people are more connected than others. You have to find someone that you really like. With this also comes music. Music, I'm telling you, is everything when it comes to riding your Peloton bike, and you will learn that very quickly. If you choose a ride and you do not like the music, I promise it will be the most unenjoyable, longest ride ever. But if you choose a ride where you really enjoy the music, I promise that ride is going to go so much quicker. There are 10 different genres to choose from when it comes to music. You can do anything from alternative and Latin to hip hop and R&B. Whenever you're picking out a ride, if you have a certain instructor that you like, you can filter by instructor and then go down to the music list. This is something that I always check. Even if I like the artist, I'll go in, I'll look at the music list, and I'll see every single song that's actually listed and going to be playing in that workout before I actually choose that particular ride. I want to make sure that it's stuff that I like so that I can actually enjoy my ride and not just be waiting for it to be over. You can connect your Apple Watch to your Peloton bike if you have one. I feel like I'm the only person in the world that does not have an Apple Watch, so I just have mine connected to my health app on my iPhone. A nice feature with this is allowing them to control the resistance. So basically whatever they have set up in the workout plan, you can choose to put it on auto lock for the resistance. So basically that's how heavy the ride is going to be. Whatever numbers, whatever range they call out, it's automatically going to change as the ride goes. So you never have to worry about touching anything. It'll automatically switch for you. And the cadence, that's how fast you're going to be pedaling. They will give you a range of what you're supposed to be in at different points in the ride. The community feel is real. I never ever feel alone, even though I am literally alone in my basement doing my workouts by myself. They always know what to say. That's why it's important to find an instructor that you really, really like. Every single time I'm putting my head down, they will say to lift your head up, or if I'm feeling like I want to give up, if I want to sit down before I'm supposed to, they will tell you to stay up, stay up, stay up, do not sit down, do not touch that knob. Everything that you need to hear, I swear they are on it. If you're someone who is competitive like myself, you can track your progress, you can race yourself on the leaderboard. Whatever gives you motivation, it's so nice to see your scores and to be able to see everyone else's if you need to get motivation from somebody else. To me, my rides are like meetings with myself. They're dates with myself. I make them non-negotiable. The next thing is difficulty. So depending on what type of fitness level you're at, where you're at in your life, you can still ride the bike. There are currently 12 different class types to choose from, depending on what you need, how much time you have, what you're feeling. You can do anything from warm-ups and beginner classes to live DJ classes and pro cycling classes. And the nice thing is you don't have to do any guesswork to guess how hard it's going to be based on the title. Every single class has a rating out of 10, and it'll show you the difficulty for that rating so you know what you're getting yourself into. Especially when I was first getting started, this is something that I really wanted to pay attention to because I didn't want to set up unrealistic expectations for myself, which would in turn cause me to give up because I would become unmotivated. Also, depending on what kind of goals that you have with the difficulty level that you're currently at, it shows you the kilojoule range of how much you're going to reach during that particular ride. That's also another thing that now that I've been doing it a lot longer that I pay attention to, especially when I'm trying to get a new PR. Another consideration is the classes. What type of classes are there? Is it going to be something that I actually enjoy, something that I want to do, something that fits me, my personality? They have pre-recorded classes, they have live classes. You can do classes with weights, classes without weights, and they actually just came out with a new feature called Lane Break, which I am loving. It is kind of like more of a video game aspect to riding your bike. It is so much fun. I'm really enjoying enjoying these rides, and you're having so much fun doing the rides and kind of playing the game that you don't even realize how tired you're getting and how much you're burning and how fast you're going until the end of the ride and you see your results. You can join a boot camp, you can just ride. You literally can get on the bike and just ride, have your own playlist, do whatever resistance cadence that you want. There's also scenic rides that are really nice if you want to stroll through Italy, if you want to stroll through California. There's all different places that you can explore on there. On top of the cycling classes, my screen will swivel. So when I'm done with my cycling class, I will turn the screen towards my workout mat and I'm able to do a strength workout, a cardio, a stretch, yoga, whatever I want to do. There's also a ton of those workouts to choose from too, if that's something that you also want to do. I'm finding that stacking on those workouts are making a really big difference and I'm really enjoying them. Language. What language do you speak? Currently, the languages that they have for Peloton are English, Spanish, and German. Is it family friendly? Do you have kids? Do you have a husband, a wife, spouse, someone that you want to share this experience with? When you're doing rides, if the playlist isn't family friendly, if it's explicit, it will say that it's explicit. And they will warn you when you start the ride that, hey, like you should put your headphones on, you should turn the music down and turn my audio up. The whole household is able to use the bike and your account on the app. So you can create different profiles for different people, which is really nice. If you have more than one person using the bike, you can have different profiles so that way your scores aren't mixing with someone else's. Something to consider is the height of yourself and your family. The bike is designed for users between 4'11" and 6'4". So if you are too short or too tall, that is definitely something to consider before purchasing the bike. Another thing to think about is the weight. The bike is built and tested for users under 297 pounds. Don't quote me, that's just what the website says. Depending on who you are, you may actually be eligible for a Peloton discount. If you are a member of the military, whether you're retired or whether you are active duty, or if you are a first responder, a medical professional, or an educator, you may be eligible for the Peloton discount. The Peloton discount is a free essentials package, which usually costs an extra $200 above the basic package, and that would come with the purchase of the Peloton bike, Bike Plus, or Tread. So if you're one of those people, make sure you look into that before making your purchase. Another thing is if you are a student, you will get this at a lower rate. Students only have to pay $6.99 per month. That is a huge discount. That's for the Peloton app. And also for everyone that I mentioned before, our first responders, military, medical personnel, and educators, the monthly cost is $9.99 for the Peloton app. The quality. Is it worth the investment as far as if it's going to last? Is it going to be sturdy? Is it going to hold up? So far, I've found it to be relatively quiet. The quality seems really good. The sound is great. It's not too loud, not too quiet, and the clarity on the screen is also pretty nice. The not so great thing though is the seat. As with anything cycling, usually the biggest problem is the seat. It's uncomfortable. If you saw any of my other Peloton videos, you know that I ended up using a towel. I just folded it up, sat it on top of the seat, and that's what I had been using for the majority of my time that I had the bike to help give me some cushion instead of just sitting on the regular seat because my butt was miserable. But I ended up not liking the towel because I would worry about the towel rubbing on the back of my legs when I was cycling. So I feel like I was more focused on making sure that that wasn't rubbing than I was just completely on the ride. So I decided to just invest in a seat. I got a nice one off of Amazon. I'll link it down below, and I love it. I am so glad that I decided to invest in one. Definitely would recommend doing that. Also on the quality, it does come with a 12-month warranty. So the Bike Plus comes with a 12-month parts and labor warranty, fully covering the touchscreen and other original components. Additionally, the Bike Plus frame receives a 5-year coverage. If you want longer worry-free protection, you are able to extend your limited warranty by 12 or 72 months, so that you have a total coverage of 24 to 39 months. This includes genuine Peloton replacement parts and labor coverage by a Peloton authorized technician. No deductible. Accessibility. Are you going to be able to use this app that has all these wonderful things that come along with your bike? The app is free. You do not have to pay for the initial download of the app. You just have to pay every single month to continue using all the features. But it's also available to access on the web, your mobile phone, Android TV, Apple TV, Chromecast, Roku TV, and and Fire TV. If you're on the fence if this is still worth it or not, the hesitancy is normal. It's a big purchase. It's a lot to think about, but one thing that might ease your mind a little bit is that there is a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you are not satisfied with the bike, contact them within 30 days to schedule a pickup and they will issue you your refund. I ended up purchasing my bike on July 7th. I got it a few weeks later. Initially, I wasn't totally in love with it. It wasn't until I decided to ride it every single day to give it a fair, real shot that I really started to fall in love with it. I've noticed so much progress so far. My scores just keep going up and up and up. The more that I try different things, the more that I learn. If you want a video on how to increase your scores, I will definitely do that because I have a lot of good little tips and tricks for you to try. I am on a streak of multiple weeks, as you can see here. Is it worth buying a Peloton bike? I don't know, you decide. But that's my opinion. Those are my thoughts. Hopefully you found this helpful to help you make a decision on if you want to get one. Let me know down in the comment section if you have any questions that I did not touch on this video, or if there's anything else in particular that you want me to make a video on surrounding the Peloton bike. Obviously, I love it and I'm happy to talk about it. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give this video a like if you did enjoy it. I do post new videos every single Sunday and I hope to see you right back here next Sunday for my next video. Bye guys.